the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, good evening, race fans. Welcome to Championship Night, the Midwest Dirt Racing Street Stock Series. Going to wrap things up for this season at Volusia. 14 drivers have checked in. It is a tight points battle at the top. About 8 drivers honestly have an outside chance at this thing. I think we needed a few more cars for that to be 100%. But I know the top 2 are separated by merely a point, and third place is right in the mix of this thing. The guys got about 5.5 minutes to get to the qualifying, or to get to the heat race session, excuse me. These guys do not do qualifying. So we thought what we might do is we might try to grab the driver who's atop the points, and we'll see if we can rattle him a little bit before he goes out on the track and ask him what it's going to take to hang on to that very slim points lead. Reed Rundle, are you there, buddy? Reed Rundle.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm pretty good, man. We were talking about how tight the points are, and a scant single marker between yourself and Cole Duggar. What's it going to take to bring this championship home tonight?
Well, it's a little bit lighter field. We hope for a real nice, clean night. If we can get those 5 bonus points, that's always a plus. Obviously, with a drop week out there, I really won't know until it shakes out right after the race. But overall, stay clean tonight and go to the front in everything we run. I mean, that's the only way you can do it, is make sure you finish in front of the guy that's sitting right there. Both him and Jared are close enough striking.
Well, take off your driver's hat, slap your admin's hat on. It's been a lengthy season, but overall, I think the racing has been pretty exciting all season long. What do you got in store for us next time?
So we've got, we're going to go ahead and take a couple weeks off, and then we're going to come back and run the UMP Modifieds during the summer season. We'll run every other week for an 8-week season, and then in fall we'll look at picking back up for every week. You know, it's we'll have a couple rule changes, nothing major. The season has been a great season. Lots of car counts. Unfortunately, the last couple weeks it's been a little bit low, but I think some guys start to get a little discouraged towards the end if they're not running up front or not in the points race or anything like that. And plus, obviously, summer's here, so that always takes a little bit of a hit for us when it's inside, when people want to be outside.
Well, we will definitely be looking forward to when you guys kick off again and having the little break between weeks. You're going to have to do a whole lot of reminding of your broadcast crew when they need to be around, because he's getting old and he forgets things a lot.
Yeah, we heard that, but don't worry. We'll make sure that you know, between us old guys and you old guys, we'll make sure that we've got everything going okay as far as that goes, and get you the dates and all that kind of stuff.
Outstanding, sir. Well, good luck tonight. I think we're going to try to talk to Cole Duggar and see what it's going to take for him to beat the 43 car tonight.
Sounds good, buddy, and thanks for everything you've done this year. We really appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Reed. Reed Rundle, points leader coming into the night, and as I said, we are going to try to talk to Cole Duggar and ask him what it's going to take for him to steal this championship. He was on a roll about, a third of the way into the season, went on a streak of wins there, and then missed a week, and now he has been trailing Reed Rundle in the points ever since. He's 1 point behind heading into championship night. Cole Duggar, what's it going to take for you to bring home the championship?
Well, it's definitely going to take a big heat race, a win or a top 2 in the heat for sure. I mean, we get points for heats, and if me and Reed are in the same heat, I'm definitely going to have to beat him in the heat if I can. Other than that, man, it's going to come down to the race. It's going to come down to a little bit of starting position. I mean, track position's kind of key here at this track, but it's probably one of our best tracks for passing as well. So it's going to take a lot of work tonight. Going to have to feel out the track. We do have a 3-minute warm-up tonight instead of 5, but we might be resetting before the B main, as we don't have a full house tonight here on championship night. But it's going to take a lot of work for sure. And we can't forget that there's a close guy in third. I think Jarrett Taney Hill's in third, and then there's a battle for 5th in points as well. So I mean, there's battles all over the track tonight.
Well, we're definitely going to watch as many of the battles as we can, and we just wanted to see what your thoughts were about heading into the final night 1 point down, and wish you good luck before you get out there.
Thank you. Definitely nervous, but definitely looking forward to it.
All right, Cole Duggar. Like I said before, that guy was on a streak. I think he won 2 or 3 in a row. He had stayed on the podium pretty much the entire season. Missed a week, and then kind of struggled to get back to the podium for 2 or 3 weeks there, and he's been back on the podium for a while, but a fantastic season so far for the 11 car. 1 point is what he needs to make up tonight, and he will be the champion when it's all over with. Guys are wrapping it all up. They will get the opening ceremonies going while we are getting prepared for heat races here, but we are going to stay right on the coverage. Let you guys know tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, Dominic Santina, Zach Krieger back in the booth. Monday Night Thunder for the Dirt Slingers Racing League season number 18, 360 wing sprint cars. They'll kick things off at Lernerville. They have a lot going on that season. They'll take a week off and roll the 410s out for the Jason Johnson Memorial, the 4th annual running of that event. And then the 5th and 6th of July, the 6th annual Sprints for Freedom event. A lot of stuff going on during the season for those guys, so be sure to mark your calendars. Don't miss the racing. If you're a driver and you want to get in, make sure you reach out to those guys. Go over to their Facebook page, Dirt Slingers Racing League, and let them know you want to participate. Time is up in the practice session. What you got is what you got. These guys getting ready to divvy the cars up in heat races and get after it. I think we're going to have at least 2 heat races. And then we will have a small B main to determine the final starting spots for the A main. And then they will kick it off and finish it up. And here comes our lineup for heat number 1. It's going to be Tony Itzkowski in the 10 car on the pole, and then on his outside, your points leader heading into the night said he needed to win his heat race and extend it out to a 6-point lead. He's got an opportunity to do that. Starting on the outside of the front row, Terry Dahl will start the 53 car on the inside of row number 2 next to Garrett Boyd in the 21. And then the guy in 3rd in points. So your top 3 in points will be in this heat race. Jarrett Tannehill has a chance to close the gap on these guys a little bit from inside of row number 3. Colby Cooper, the 9 car, will start in position number 6. And then Buddy Ware will start on the inside of the back row next to the guy 2nd in points, only 1 marker down. He drives the 11 car. We talked to him pre-race, Cole Duggar. All right, time to get racing championship night. These guys going to get at it under the lights. No better way to wrap up a season than to put the cars under the lights. And Volusia is very racy, especially for these street stocks. Very racy track. So they'll cut the lights on the pace truck. We'll get ready to go green the next time we go through turns 3 and 4. We'll see if Rundle can extend the points lead. If Tannehill can close the gap between himself and 2nd and 1st. As he sits 3rd in the points, that's the car with the red numbers in the inside of row number 3 back there. Or if the guy on the outside of row number 4 can get up here and take over the points lead heading into the main event tonight. So all 3 of the top 3 are right here about to get at it. 8 laps. It'll go by quick. Itzkowski really wowing the field up here. Pace truck already into the infield. Waiting for that starter to show us a green flag coming out of turn number 4. Championship night for the Midwest Dirt Racing Series is underway. Heat number 1. And Itzkowski held him down. He's going to be side by side through 1 and 2. And now off the top side, all the momentum goes to the 43 car. And he drags the 21 of Garrett Boyd with him. Cooper gets the bump in the door as Itzkowski just went right up the hill, and that'll move Cooper to the back. Rundle leads lap 1. Boyd was 2nd. Itzkowski was 3rd. Duggar from 8th to 4th in the first lap. Now Duggar trying to move down the inside, gets covered up as Itzkowski went to the inside on Boyd coming out of 2. Tannehill right there in 5th, so your top 3 in points. All in the top 5 as 2 of our laps are completed. That time Itzkowski goes slider line up the hill, checks Boyd up. Somehow Duggar didn't have any kind of run, and he does not go anywhere this time. Way up the hill. We're going to go watch Itzkowski as he is going way up the hill, got across the nose of the 21. That's going to allow things to check up. We're going to go back, and we are going to watch this as Buddy Ware got into it. But you can see up the hill in 3 and 4, right in front of him. Boyd tries to go low. Itzkowski down across the nose. It lets Duggar get into 2nd. And you saw Buddy Ware get a piece of that incident as well. So, Heat 1, your top 3 in points. Now, they run 1-2 as they do in the points, and 3. So it is Rundle, Duggar, Tannehill, 1, 2, 3, and then Cooper, Dahl, Boyd, Itzkowski, and Ware. And I think Boyd is moving closer to the back as he was a part of that, and they call it the tap-out rule. He just accepted the responsibility for hooking the left rear there. And he and Itzkowski both going to go to the back. Buddy Ware damaged enough. He will go to pit road. And we'll see him in the B main in just a little bit. Did we have a crash, Mr. Nichols? I see the chat. Guys, don't be afraid to say hi on the channel. I don't care if you're watching YouTube, Trovo, or Twitch. Subscribe over there and say hello. And if you're on any of the Facebook pages, make sure that you say hi in the chat. Come by the Dirt Racing Network's Facebook page. Like, share, and follow us. Live dirt racing action every week. All right, going to get them lined up 2 by 2. And right now, Mr. Rundle got his hands full because the preferred line is really, I think, the outside line. But because he gets to start the restart, he gets to go first. He has an opportunity to get out in front and cover the line. So 7 cars remain. 7 laps remain. It might be 6 to go here. We might have got 3 or 4 in on this deal. Let's see when they get across the line. It'll update. But Rundle's on the gas and green flag flies. Restart with 6 to go. Rundle through 1 and 2. Duggar pulls to the inside. Drag race to turns 3 and 4. I don't know if he's going to be able to get there or not. Looks like Rundle kept the momentum up in the middle. Here comes Cooper. Cooper got around Tannehill, and Cooper's going to put some pressure on Cole Duggar. If he can put some pressure on Duggar, it might ease the pressure on Rundle. And I know Cole Duggar wants to get up there and shake things up quite a bit. Right now, Rundle still out front. Duggar, Cooper, Tannehill, Boyd, all the way back to 5th. Coming down to 3 to go. Terry Dahl had problems. This time side by side at the line. It was Rundle, but Duggar has it. He's going to go up the hill. Now Rundle going to try to cross him over. No, didn't get there. Duggar parks it in front of him. New leader. Will he hang on to it when we get to the line this time? 11 car. Cole Duggar from worst. Not quite to first as Rundle leads that lap as well. And we'll see. Rundle usually pretty good on the bottom, but 2. A tough place to maintain your momentum. And here he goes. He's going to be the meat and the sandwich. Cooper on the bottom, Rundle in the middle, Duggar on the top. Coming to the white flag. 3 wide when they came out of 4. Once again, Rundle hanging on to it. Now has to get over here, find some momentum. I think if Duggar clears him here, that might be all she wrote. Through the middle of the corner, they're going to come out of turn number 4. Who's it going to be? Duggar picks up the win. That'll flip the script. He'll be your points leader heading into the A main tonight. Rundle, Cooper, Tannehill, Boyd, Itzkowski, Dahl, and Ware rounding out the heat. Yeah, that sounds kind of serious, so you definitely need to make sure that taking care of that. Heat number 2 will line up like this. The 17 car of Dean Burnt on the pole, and on his outside in the 19, that's going to be Sean Judson. The 94 of Colt Collins starts on the inside of row number 2 next to the 27 of Keegan Bush. And then Tim Timpson starts his 15 machine on the inside of row 3 with Dakota Nichols. The 24 on his outside, Andrew Humphrey. The 31 inside the final row next to Scott Bittinger in the 69. Just waiting on the last car or two to grid out, and here he comes. And he blinks out again. That's Dakota Nichols. He's having some electronic issues, it seems like. But he will get the 24 car onto the grid. These guys will get ready to roll off. Couple of pace laps and then 10 laps. And we will be done with heat racing action for the season for the Midwest Dirt Racing Series. Little bit of a light week this week, folks. I know Dominic Santina is going to have the Down Dirty Outlaws here starting in just a little while. I think in about 45 minutes. And then tomorrow night's Monday Night Thunder. The Wednesday series will not be in action this week. They're taking the week off. And then next week we will fill up the schedule. Get things back to hopefully full tilt. All right, lights off on the pace truck. Getting ready to go green. Final heat race of the evening. Just waiting for the starter to give him the green flag. He throws it out over the track. We are underway. Our final heat race of the season right here. Judson's going to have the advantage off the top side of turn number 2. But Burnt got a good run. It looks like he is going to hang on to second right here as they head in. I saw Busch kind of back the car down, getting into 3. I think he wanted to get the nose to turn a little bit right there, so he kind of let the weight transfer, and it worked out. He's going to hang on to third, at least for the time being. Colt Collins in the 94 trying to work his way up there, but didn't have the run through 1 and 2. Now Busch gets run wide by Burnt in 3 and 4, and Burnt stays wide. Busch was able to cut underneath. He makes the pass. He takes over second. That brings Colt Collins to the inside. They were almost 4 wide going through turns 1 and 2. Tinson was down in there. Here's a little contact in the door as Collins checks the car up, loses his spot. That's Scott Bittinger in the 69. He's all the way up to 4th. 3 laps into it, Dakota Nichols and Colt Collins with a little contact down the backstretch. That's going to turn Nichols around. I think since he was already at the back, it's going to stay green. There's contact. Humphreys and Tinson get together going into 3. So turn 3, Calamity Corner right now. So we got a battle for the lead. Judson under fire from Busch. Not enough room to get the slider in right there. And Sean Judson going to hang on to it. And something must have happened to Busch's car right there. He could not get that thing to turn and stay down out of the fence down the backstretch. So 5 to go. Judson, Busch, now Bittinger. He's taking a shot here, trying to get around Burnt. Got the inside in 3 and 4, and that's kind of advantageous if he can get in the grip. Because Burnt has been a little bit lame getting off of turn 4. He was a little bit that time, but they were only side by side. No advantage to the 69 car. Here comes Tim Tinson in the mix. He wants to make it a 3-car battle for 3rd place right here. And Humphreys is tucked right in behind him. So the top 5, top 6. They're running 1, 2, and they've got about a second gap back to this 4-car battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now Bittinger around Burnt. Burnt going to try to fight back in the middle, but I don't think that's going to work. Tinson's going to try to go 2 for 1. Up the hill, there was almost contact. Now there's contact with Burnt, who got his nose down on the bottom again, but Tinson goes all the way to 3rd. So 2 for 1 working out for the 15 car as he moves into 3rd, moves Bittinger back to 4th. Burnt is 5th, and Humphreys is 6th. Collins and Nichols way back here, but we're coming around. It's going to be 1 to go this time, and Busch going after Judson again. Judson holding the top side. All the momentum is up there. Busch had to check up. That may seal it right there. Judson through 3 and 4. He'll win heat 2. Keegan Busch is going to come home 2nd, and Tinson will hang on for 3rd. Then it's going to be Bittinger, Burnt, Humphrey, Collins, and Nichols rounding out. So a very quick set of heat races tonight. We're going to move to the B main, and then these guys will get a quick warm-up. We'll get ready to kick off the feature. We will get down here and look. Our B main, the lineup's going to be Boyd on the pole, Burnt on the outside. You just saw Dean Burnt come from that second heat race. Ichkowski inside row number 2 next to Humphrey. Then Dahl in row 3 next to Collins. And Ware on the inside of the 4th row next to Dakota Nichols. Getting the drivers aligned to back up after they rolled off. I think Tony Ichkowski is moving his car to the back. That or he's having some kind of issue. Buddy Ware checking to see if they got everything put back together on the 2 car. Lights off on the pace truck. B main ready to fire off, and Ichkowski way at the back here. He knows he's in the show. I don't know if this is just him testing something out, but he's in the show. So we'll go back to the front, get ready for the start. So the first 8 cars are locked in. Everybody else just looking for their final starting spot right here. As the green flag falls in the B main. Boyd with a good start. So they're going to head down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Burnt trying to fight back on the top side. Oh, somebody way wide. I think that's Terry Dahl. Yes, it is. It is way wide. He's going to fall straight to the back of this thing. Good battle. Humphreys working the inside on Burnt. Colt Collins is right there as well. Looking for a 3 wide out of turn 4. Collins trying to thread the needle. He goes right past Burnt. He's going to be 2 wide with Humphrey. He's got the top side of 2. Can he hang on and take the spot? That's what we're looking for. Boyd, 9/10 of a second out in front of this battle right here. Collins has second. Humphreys is third. Burnt is 4th. Nichols sits in 5th, and it's a little ways back to Buddy Ware and Terry Dahl. They both had problems. Ichkowski already took the car to the pit, so something not right with that car. Starting in the back probably was a pretty good idea for him, as he's going to get in and fix it a little bit, as we have Buddy Ware having a problem. Ware having all kinds of problems, and that car just came to a stop up there, and Terry Dahl was rolling by, and that's what triggers that caution. So get back around here. Ichkowski and Ware both went to the pits. Only 6 cars still on the track with 12 laps to go. They're going to give the drivers about 3 minutes to come out after the B main and work the track down, so we have a fresh track for the feature. So my math is right now. When we get ready to rip off here for this A main tonight, the points leader is going to be the 11 of Cole Duggar by about 4 points over Reed Rundle. With the drop week, everything is going to kind of be weird, but I think if Duggar finishes in front of Rundle, a pretty good chance that he probably has the championship in hand at that point. But if Rundle finishes in front, then it comes down to how many positions in front does he finish to determine whether he's going to be the champion. So we're going to get ready to go back to green of the B main. 12 laps to go, make it 11. Boyd, Collins, then Humphreys and Burnt, Nichols and Dahl.
Green, green, green.
All that's left. They're taking everybody. Going to work out the last 4 rows here. We're pretty sure that Ware and Ichkowski will be in the very back row for the feature to start things off. But on the restart, it is all Boyd. Boyd just able to get away on these starts. Build himself 3, 4, 5 tenths of a second lead and then work it out. He had it over 9 tenths before the caution the last time. And Nichols making a pretty good run off the top of 2. He's going to move into 3rd here. Inside 10 to go. Just over 3 tenths of a second. Here comes Nichols working the inside on Collins. Colt Collins able to hang on at the line right there. Now has a full car and a half advantage going through 1 and 2. These two battling each other, and they are not letting Boyd get away now. As Boyd, about half a second, cuts it down to about 3 tenths, almost 4 tenths. Laps clicking off, but Collins is running a interesting line. He's going in a little in the middle, cutting it down across the bottom and coming out in the middle. And it looks like he is gaining in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, kind of maintaining, but he cut almost a tenth off that time around. Now goes to the bottom. He'll come up and out in the middle. And he's got it down to about 2 car lengths right now. Quarter second that time. Running that same line. He's going in the middle, going down across the bottom in 1 and 2, and then out in the middle to head down the backstretch. Then he just keeps it right through the middle down here in 3 and 4. Nichols has worked his way to the back bumper, so the top 3 nose to tail here, about a car and a half separating each one. That time Boyd got out a little bit, picked it up to about 2.5 car lengths. 3 to go. Humphreys still in 4th. Got to do something to close it in if he wants to get within striking distance, but if something happens in front of him, he's in a pretty good spot to miss everything and pick up some free positions. 2 to go this time. Still Boyd, Collins, Nichols, Humphrey, Burnt, and Dahl. And Dean Burnt and Terry Dahl around 4 seconds behind this battle here at the front. White flag coming out this time. Collins just not able to close anything up now. As we'll go through 3 and 4 for the final time. B main wrapping up here. The field will be set. Boyd will win it. Collins second, Nichols third, Humphrey fourth, Burnt fifth, and Terry Dahl will round out the B main on track field. Buddy Ware and Tony Ichkowski early exits, but they will still be in your A main, as we're going to give the guys about 3 minutes to warm up the track here. While they are working down all the fluff, we will pay a bill or two. We'll come back and see if anybody's available to chat real quick. All right, about a minute and a half until we drop the green flag on the season finale championship night. All the drivers out there trying to find out what they need to do, so everybody's on track. Nobody available to have a chat with. So we're going to do it at the end of the night with the top three and the champion. Maybe the champion will be in the top three. We'll keep our eyes locked in on the 43 car, the 11 car, and we'll peek in on the 88 car. Because if something happens to those two, Tannehill can still win this thing, but he's going to have the other two to have early race bad luck. All right, warm-up session about to clear the track. They clear the track. We'll get everybody lined up, ready to go. Final A main of the season. And it will be the 69 of Scott Bittinger on pole next to the 88 of Jarrett Tannehill, one of the drivers in the battle. So he's going to start the front. He's going to need to maintain and stay way out in front of Rundle and Duggar. Tinson going to start inside row number 2 in the 15, and then Colby Cooper, the 9 car, on his outside. Your third row, Keegan Bush on the inside. And one of your points challengers right now should be about 4 points behind after the heat races. Reed Rundle in the 43. Sean Judson will start inside row number 4 in the 19 next to what I believe to be your points leader by those 4 points, the 11 of Cole Duggar. Garrett Boyd, the 21, coming out of the B main, will start inside row number 5 next to Colt Collins in the 94. Dakota Nichols, the 24, inside row 6 next to Andrew Humphrey. And then Dean Burnt, Terry Dahl in row number 7, and row number 8, Buddy Ware and Tony Itzkowski. All 16 drivers did make the call. So everybody's out here, 35 laps to wrap things up, crown a champion. All right. It is time to get loud. A main. Final time for the season about to get underway. The pace truck going to make the hard left right here into pit road. Scott Bittinger, Jarrett Tannehill in the front row going to get us started at Volusia Speedway. Green flag in the air. Wrapping up the season with a heck of a points battle going on tonight. We are underway. Tannehill out of 2 on the top. He's going to have the position. Cooper's going to work the high side to try to get around Bittinger before we get to 3 and 4. He's side by side with him. That locks Rundle in side by side. We're already under caution. Dean Burnt may be in this. Let's get down here and take a look. 17 car. Itzkowski, and it happened in front of him. He just gets a little piece of something. That was the 15 of Tinson. Let's see what happened to Tinson. Tinson's in the middle of all this. He's going down the backstretch 3 wide. Bush And Duggar get together. He hooks Judson and Humphreys. So there's what happened there. He was in the middle of the sandwich, just had a little bit of contact. So that will definitely change things around. For those guys back there, Bittinger, Tannehill, Cooper, Bush, Rundle, your top 5. Then Judson, Duggar, Collins, Burnt, and Dolan make that Garrett Boyd and Dean Burnt in the top 10. So they'll start to line them back up 2 wide. That puts Tannehill back on the outside of the front row. It's going to put Rundle and Duggar nose to tail in rows 4 and 5 now. So, green flag back in the air. Still 31 laps remaining. Bittinger out to a healthy lead again. Tannehill in second. Cooper sits down in third. And then it's a battle side by side between Bush and Rundle. Tiny bit of contact there. Rundle's going to come away with fourth. Here comes Duggar right through the gap. He'll pick up fifth. Bush will settle into sixth. He's got coming. He goes wide in 2, and that opens it up for Judson. Now Boyd's going to work to the inside. So good battles back here after fourth place. Keep our eyes kind of peeled towards the front, but we're going to keep the camera right here on this battle. Duggar and Rundle, third and fourth. That's not enough points to separate the championship from the 11 car right now, I don't believe. These guys are 2 wide, 2 deep back here. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th. Here we go. Now we're in the middle of it. Tannehill trying to make a run at the lead. Got down on the bottom. It opens it up for Cooper. Now it's going to open it up for Rundle. Is it going to open it up for Duggar as well? Tannehill, third in the points with a very outside shot in this deal. And he went from being second to fourth on that lap. He may be fifth by the time we get done with this lap. Up the hill, going to try to put it in front of Duggar, put it on the side of Rundle, and he does exactly what he needed to. He's going to get in here 3 wide coming out of the corner. Oh, Bittinger with a big slide. He gives up the lead, and Colby Cooper in the 9 car will grab that. Now Bittinger's under fire. Rundle got to the inside. Tannehill still trying to fend off Duggar. I don't think he's going to be able to do it here. Duggar to the middle, keeps him pushed way wide, takes fourth away, but Reed Rundle working on second place. Scott Bittinger up the hill, little door-to-door contact. That's going to open things up with a big head of steam. Here comes Duggar. Is he going to try to go 2 for 1 and 3 and 4? No, just keeps it 3 wide. Rundle through the middle has a big advantage. He takes a spot. Duggar sneaks through. So Rundle cannot get cars between himself and Cole Duggar right now. We come out of 2. Cooper, Rundle, Duggar, Bittinger falls to 4th. Tannehill back to the 5th spot. It's a little bit of a gap, about 8 car lengths back to Judson in 6th. Then Boyd, Bush, Colt Collins, and Dean Burnt in the top 10. Get to the front here. Rundle's trying to reel in Colby Cooper, and he needs to get around Cooper and keep Cooper between himself and Duggar to have a shot at picking up the championship. 1 spot is not going to do it. 4 points. 1 spot does not cover 4 points, and with Duggar winning the heat race, it went from a 1-point lead for Rundle to a 4-point lead for Duggar. And let's go watch this. Tinson right on the back bumper of the 17 to Burnt, pushing him around the track and just kept pushing him. And Burnt loses the car. There's your caution. So Cooper's got the lead. Rundle, Duggar, Tannehill, Bittinger, Judson, Boyd, Bush, Collins, and Tinson. And there may be a chance for that 15 car to slide back. We will see before we go green if they move the 15 car to the back and move Nichols up in front of him, excuse me. So we're going to get the one to go this time by. There goes the 15 car, dropping back to the back of the field. So that means Dakota Nichols will fill in that 10th spot in the 24 car. Cooper and Rundle in the front row. Then it's going to be Duggar and Tannehill in the second row. So your top three in points sit second, third, and fourth on the racetrack. It's Duggar in third, your points leader going into this A-main. Rundle, who sits second, is second. And Tannehill in fourth is your third place points car. All of them still have a shot, but Tannehill needs the two guys in front of him in the points to have an issue here pretty quick. Otherwise, I think his hopes are going to evaporate to grab a championship here. Pace truck is in, and Cooper.
Green flag.
Johnny on the spot, and that gives Duggar an opportunity to get a good start next to Rundle. Now they're going to battle coming out of two. Rundle's got the advantage coming off the high side, at least getting down to turn three. We'll see who has the advantage when we get through turns 3 and 4. And Rundle wants to keep the 11 car down in the slick stuff, but I don't think it's going to matter. Caution, that will change things as Tinson now appears to have crashed the 15 car. He's going to get 3 wide between Burnt and Dahl right here going into 3. And Dean Burnt. The last 2 cautions involving the 15 and the 17. Probably a case of you didn't want to lift for me, I am not going to lift for you, and deal with it, but I can't say that for sure. Dean Burnt, 17 car, looks like he is rolling into the pit area. He parks the car. They're going to go ahead and load it up. So Duggar got in front of Rundle that time. So now, second, third, and fourth are 1, 2, 3 in your points. Duggar, Rundle, and Tannehill. So we'll see what happens with this as Reed Rundle really going to have to work now. He's got to get around the 11 and get a car, at least one car, I think, between himself and Duggar. So he'll get them lined back up 2 by 2. We'll get ready to go green with 23 laps remaining. Yeah, Richard, it's pretty fun. These guys put on a pretty good show. They have some really, really good racing, and they have a lot of fun doing it. It's a good series. They're going to switch to the UMP mod for next season, and it'll be every other week. They're taking 2 or 3 weeks off here, so they'll start up close to the end of June once again. All right, pace truck out of the way. Cooper didn't waste any time. Got a good start. Rundle
Green.
got it timed halfway decent. I don't think he's going to be able to do much here. He's going to go into 1 and 2, locked in on the bottom. Duggar's going to have way too much momentum, and he is going to shoot out of there and grab second. Now Rundle's going to battle side by side with Tannehill, and he should have the advantage here out of 3 and 4 as he comes up the hill across the nose. Give Rundle the spot by half a car. Tannehill not giving up right here. Tried to stay in the middle. That isn't going to work. Now he'll fall to fourth. There's a battle behind him. Bittinger and Judson. Boyd with a little bump on the back of Bittinger's car getting into 3. He's got company behind him. Keegan Bush is locked in right there. And Bush has Colt Collins locked in on the side of him. So is Dakota. Dakota Nichols right there trying to make that a 3-wide party. He falls back in line. Nichols 10th right now. So we're going to get back to the front. Battle for the lead. Here they come. Down the front stretch. That time by Duggar. Led a lap. Now slider line across the nose, and I can promise you Cooper not going to give up on that. Cuts underneath and rolls right back by him down here into 3 and 4. These two are going to get into a pretty good battle with the sliders here. Duggar up to the top. Cooper's going to cut underneath. Cooper pretty savvy dealing with the sliders. He'll go up the hill. I thought he was going to try to do the short slider right there, and he didn't quite get woed up enough. Now he's going to have a big advantage into 1 and 2. Not enough. Duggar made that look simple, and I think that probably seals the deal right there. Duggar out in front. Cooper hanging on to second. Now Tannehill and Rundle going at it in 3 and 4 side by side. Right behind that, Bittinger and Boyd are side by side. Keegan Bush side by side with Sean Judson. So they were 2 wide, 3 deep. They're starting to work it out. Third place still up for grabs right now in this thing. Almost to right at halfway. Right at halfway that time. Duggar, 0.6 of a second out in front of Cooper, so Duggar grabbed the lead. This is one of his favorite tracks. He really runs well here, and he is showing why tonight as he is starting to get away from these guys. Cooper, pretty big gap to Rundle. Tannehill tucked in behind. The battle's behind that. Those guys are 3 and 4 wide now. And yeah, Bush got up the hill, and he got into Boyd. That's going to open things up. Bush will go by. Now Dakota Nichols tries to thread the needle, and he's 3 wide between Collins and Bush coming out of 4. He grabs 2 spots. Move him into the top 7. Best battle on the track right here. It is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Bush went low. He'll grab the spot, but Nichols puts the nose in, gives him a little bump on the left rear tire. That checks up Boyd. Just go back up here and take a look at Cooper. Cooper, 1.3 seconds behind Duggar. And that gap huge right now. Tannehill and Bittinger both getting around Rundle. Reed Rundle, the 43 car, backsliding in this one. Not what he needed. Needed to have a great run tonight and not see the 11 car out in front. Rundle back to 4th. Bittinger is 5th, but he's fighting back on the bottom. Bittinger out of 4, half a car, full car that time at the line. He takes over the 4th spot. Duggar's just walking away from these cats. 1 3/4 seconds. We are down to 9 laps to go, so ticking them off pretty fast here. Let's go back to the back. Buddy Ware in 15th, Terry Dahl in 14th, Ichkowski 13th, Humphreys in a battle here with Tinson. That is 12th, Tinson 11th, Collins inside the top 10, then Judson, Boyd, Nichols up to 7th, Keegan Bush is 6th, and Bush is right here. As you saw contact, we're getting back up into the heart of the field here. Rundle went after Bittinger again. Had a little contact. Now Bush is going to get into the back of the 43 on the slider line. Rundle going to stay in 5th, has to regroup. Running out of laps here. And I think he is watching the championship evaporate from his grip as Duggar 2 seconds out in front of Cooper. Cooper's got a 1 1/4 second lead over third place Jarrett Tannehill. 6 to go this time. Car's getting a little bit stretched out. Bush not giving up on Rundle here. That's 5th and 6th. But Bittinger now starting to get away in 4th. He is running down Tannehill. Podium spot for those two with 5 to go. That gap not quite half a second. It is all 11 car tonight. He won the heat race. He looks like he is on his way to win the feature. 4 to go that time by. Back here is Bush still not done trying to take 5th away from Rundle. That is 5th, 6th, 7th on the screen right there. And Duggar, 3 to go this time. 2.1 seconds. And he is really making this thing look pretty easy. You'll see the popsicle sticks out of turn number 4. 2 to go. Final feature of the season. Championship on the line. And it is his to throw away. 2 1/4 seconds in front of Colby Cooper. And Cooper about 6/10 in front of Tannehill. So, white flag into the air for Cole Duggar. Running up on the top side. And I think he'll close the season out exactly like he needed to. He'll win the feature. And that should seal up the championship as he is going to cross under the checkered flag. And Cole Duggar wins your season finale. Pretty sure it locks him into the championship. Colby Cooper 2nd. Jarrett Tannehill going to come home in 3rd. Then Bittinger and Rundle rounded out the top 5. So we'll get the top 3 around. We'll get ready to chat with them. Just wait for the drivers to get themselves squared away here. We'll try to get Tannehill, Cooper, and there we go. Guys starting to show up now. Jarrett Tannehill, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you came in tonight 3rd in the points. I think you're going to leave here 3rd in the points, but you had a shot, man. Tell us about your feature and how tough it was to find traction out there this evening.
Yeah, the feature was a lot of fun. The first half of the race, it was honestly like a 5 or 6 car battle. And then Cole kind of found that top side and ran away with it. Yeah, I was battling with Reed a little bit, and we were racing hard and allowed the top 2 to stretch out their lead over me a little bit. And then I moved to the top and tracked down Colby a little bit, but just didn't have enough time to make a move. And I don't know if I could have got around him anyway. He was making the top work too. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and track changed a lot.
Well, a great season nonetheless. 3rd in the points with these guys. I think this was your first season to race with them, if I'm not mistaken. What do you think about changing to the ump car and trying this thing again over the summer?
Yeah, this is my first season with them. I'll definitely be back. I don't know. I have a lot of work to do. I'm not good with the UMPs, but I'm gonna be here giving it a try.
Well, an awesome season, man. Give us some shout outs, some thank yous before we let you get out of here and celebrate 3rd tonight and 3rd overall.
Yeah, thank you to yourself for broadcasting all season long. It's been great to be able to go back and watch the races. Thank you to my mom and dad, my little sister, my brother, my girlfriend, and to all the league owners for putting on this great league. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us, and we look forward to seeing you back next season when they roll out the ump cars.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Your third place finisher tonight, Jarrett Tannehill. Now let's go see if Coop is around. Coop, you there?
Loud and clear, Roger.
Well, man, you led this thing from the drop, and then the 11 car caught up to you, man. Tell us a little bit about the feature and how tough that 11 car is to hang with once he gets around somebody.
Oh, yeah, it was a good time. I got out in front. I was like, I'm going to try to pull away, but that didn't happen. The 11 car had traction control. I checked it in the tech area, so we may want to talk about that.
Traction. I don't know how you'd even do that on a street stock, but hey, if you found something, you found something. Maybe Tech will take a look, and we'll see what happens there. But nonetheless, I think this is your first full season with these guys, is it not?
Yeah, it's my first season with them. It's been a pretty good one too.
Yeah, it looked like a good bunch of guys, and you got in here, and you figured out kind of how they race, and you were able to improve as the season went on. What are your expectations coming back with them next season?
They better get ready. I love them UMPs.
So we'll see more 9 car on the podium next season.
I sure they'll hope so, man.
All right, man, some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you get out of here this evening.
I appreciate my wife, my daughter, GB Designs for all the wraps, and I appreciate you putting this on, Roger.
All right, Colby, thanks for chatting with us, man. I look forward to seeing you in the UMP next season.
All right, brother.
Colby Cooper finishes second tonight. Now, let's grab Reed Rundle before we chat with Cole Duggar and find out if it has become official yet or not, who the champion is. Reed, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir. And I just took a quick look at the points. Even with the bonus and our drop week stuff, it looks like Cole's going to win the championship by about 7 points, and Jarrett and I are going to be about 4 points apart. So Cole Duggar, myself, and then Jarrett Tannehill for third place overall.
All right, we wanted to confirm before we drag him into the booth and start talking about those things. So thanks for clearing that up, and congratulations on a great season, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah, Cole and I went back and forth all season, so I'll take it. He had me tonight, and he had it covered.
All righty. Reed Arundel confirming things, and now we can bring him in. He's won a bunch of races this season. He went on a string of about 3 in a row. A long string of podiums, and that all adds up to a championship to go along with a victory lap tonight at Volusia Speedway to close things out. What do you think, Cole Duggar?
That was a lot of fun, Roger. Nice to talk to you again, especially on championship night. Nice to be on top of the podium. Big thanks to MidWest Dirt Racing for putting on the league with GB Restoration, Scrub It Up Car Wash, and KDC Photography. They helped put this show on, and we had a full field, probably 10 out of 12 weeks we were sending people home, and I couldn't ask for much more. It was a great season, a lot of good racing, and the broadcast from you, Roger, that tops everything off, and couldn't ask for much more.
Well, tonight you start that, about 4th row, and you got to work to get up to the front, and all the guys in the points all started inside that top 8. Any kind of nerves or reservation about, one little thing could happen and this whole thing could go sideways?
Yeah, for sure. Especially with these lower horsepower cars, they get up top. It's almost gravity pulling them back down. It's really kind of hard to keep a car up top without... You're going to slide down on the exit of these corners, almost any line you take, unless you're on the bottom sliding up, but... starting in 8th there, I was definitely kind of 3 wide early on, and that was scary for sure. That big thanks, I had a couple teammates, Scott Binger and Sean Judson in here, and when I was around them, they kind of gave me room per se, and that was a big help. I think it was Scott. I was going around at one point, and we were just neck and neck. It wasn't like he was giving it up to me, but at some point he was like, you're at my nose, and he's like, I'll just back off, go for it, and that really helped me, and I think that got me into 4th or 5th or something at that point. But the track was really racy tonight, especially on the restarts. There was a lot of passing on the low line. You don't see that a whole lot here. typically you're going to have a cushion that is dominant. But on the restarts, you could definitely pass on the low side, and that was really cool. And ultimately, I guess once everybody was up to speed and everything, it was kind of high side. But that low side restarts were key, and I think that second to last restart, I may have got Reed at the line on the restart, and the caution came out the following lap, so I scored second, and I was able to have a good restart on the outside row on that next restart, and that helped me a lot. And slider battle with Colby after that, nervousness all night, and it was a ton of fun.
Well, it's been a heck of a season, like I was saying when we dragged you in here. A bunch of wins. You went on a string there of not just wins but podium finishes, and then it got broken. And I think you finished up the last 3 or 4 weeks back on the podium, including tonight's win, man. How are you in the UMP when we get ready to come back?
I've dabbled with it for sure. I've had success with it in the former Hales Corner League. I think they ran a summer series or a winter series with it one time. I didn't get to run a whole bunch in it, but I had a really good race on the Dirt Racing Network right here at Lanier. Anybody watching here, you guys can watch a really good 3-wide battle for first. It was awesome right here on this channel. That was on the UMP Modifieds at Lanier and Hales Corner Speedway. And that I don't have a ton of experience in the UMP mods, but I think I have enough. I'll definitely be competitive. And I know Scott and Sean, they're getting their feet under it too. My teammates, can't thank them enough for all the support and everything. And I know Reed's got some practice with it, and we're going to have a bunch of new drivers next season too, and I think we're going to be on an every other week schedule, so guys are going to have time to practice the track before we get to it. I think we're going to end up doing a 8-race series, and it's going to be a different track every week, so it's going to be like a national championship. It's going to be really fun, and I think we're going to have a few sponsors jump on board that were on board this season. I know you guys will be broadcasting. I don't know if will it be you, Roger, or someone else?
I'm pretty sure it will be me.
Okay, well, I'll have you back. I'll have you back.
I told Reed you guys are going to have to remind the old guy what days he has to be here, though. So
we'll send you an email.
What's that?
Well, you said you're an old guy, so.
Yeah, I'm okay with the PMs, though. Those are fine. But an awesome season, man. I'm sure you've got plenty of shout-outs and thank yous before we let you get out of here tonight.
Yeah, I definitely got to thank all the sponsors on the car, KDC Photography, Juddy Designs for the paint. I think Peter Bryce actually did my finale paint for this week. I got a new paint on this car. Got a few compliments already. That's really cool. I appreciate everybody noticing and checking it out. And Beard 2 Beard Oil. Got to thank the league sponsors, Scrub It Up and GB Restoration. Big thanks to all the admins helped put this together, and even bigger thanks for the broadcast, Roger.
All right, man. Been a great season. Congrats to the champ, and we'll look forward to seeing you back out here in the UMP in a few weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Your race winner, your series champion, Cole Duggar. Let us take a peek at the results tonight for our feature. Wrapping things up, Duggar wins it. Cooper was second. Tannehill was third. Bittinger fourth. Rundle fifth. Boyd sixth. Seventh went to Nichols. Bush in eighth. Collins ninth. Judson 10th. Humphreys 11th. Ichkowski 12th. Tinson 13th. Dahl 14th. 15th to Buddy Ware and Dean Burnt rounded out the field. Like they said, the car count started to dwindle towards the end of the season, and that's just, I think, a product of warm weather and the guys not being in the championship. But this is a great league to race in. You reach out to these guys if you want to run UMPs next season with them. Make sure you get a hold of Cole Duggar or Reed Rundle and get yourselves lined up to race those guys every other week. 8 races over 16 weeks. They do a great job. Always have competitive races. It's fun to broadcast them for them. Don't forget about tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. Monday Night Thunder. Season number 18. Dominic Santina, who is live right now over on the other part of the channel with the Down Dirty Outlaws, is going to be covering the heat, and I believe Zach Krieger will be putting that show on for you guys. So tune in, watch that. Guys, you need to tune in. You got to watch the show because Racer Supply and the Dirt Racing Network teaming up for some free swag. And there are certain stipulations to getting in. One of them, going to have to watch the show to find out what it is. Each week, it will give away something special to someone. And right now, they're actually waffling back and forth a little bit between whether it's going to be monthly or weekly, but I think they're trying to go for weekly. So my last chat with guys at Racer Supply said we were going to try to do weekly, so we'll see how that goes. But you still got to watch the show. There's going to be a couple of things you have to go do, basically register, but you can get some free swag. So make sure you tune in for that. This Wednesday, open date, but then next week we'll have Mondays and Wednesdays back on. So free yourself up. If you enjoy the dirt racing, come and join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to seeing these guys back on track pretty soon. As always, for Zach, Dom, myself, we know you can watch this stuff anywhere you choose to watch it here. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. Don't forget your likes, shares, and follows. And until we see you the next time.